Today's the day. The day we make Ichiraku Ramen from scratch. Oh, a 12-hour cook time? We better get started. It's time to put the book down and get serious. We're making the coveted Ichiraku Ramen from Naruto. Oh yeah, and welcome to Cooking with Kakashi. We're gonna base this off of a Tonkotsu ramen, or pork ramen. To me, it looks the closest to Ichiraku's ramen. First thing we're gonna get going, the broth. We're starting off with 2 pounds of chicken's feet with the nails cut off. This one's for you, Madara. Once you have that, we're gonna toss them into a big pot, along with 3 pounds of pig's feet. I had the butcher cut these lengthwise to get the most marrow exposed. Over to the stovetop. We're gonna fill this pot with cold water until it just covers everything. This is the cleaning stage. We're gonna bring this up to a boil and then cook it for an additional 5 minutes. Once that's done, we're gonna take it over to the sink and strain. Ugh. Let's put this off to the side and clean all that scum out of the pot. There we go. Next, we're gonna wash our feet with cold water and put them into the pot. We're gonna fill this with water until everything is submerged again. Heat on high, we're gonna put the lid on and bring it back up to a rapid boil. Meanwhile, we got a white onion. We're just gonna cut the root off and peel off the skin. Next, we grab a sheet pan, throw our onions on there, along with 10 cloves of garlic. Let's stick these in the broiler to get a nice little char on these. While that's going, we got about a 5-inch piece of ginger. Take the skin off with a spoon and just cut into large chunks. Next, we got some green onion. Just cut the roots off and just cut into thirds. And last, I got about 7 shiitake mushrooms. We don't have to do anything with those. Let's check out our onions and garlic. All right, check that out. I want to get a little bit more char on the onion. Ah, that's better. All right, we're up to a boil. Let's add in our roasted veggies, along with our raw ones. Now we're gonna turn the heat down to the lowest possible setting while keeping a boil. Lid on. Now we're gonna let that boil for 8 to 12 hours, checking on it every hour to stir or add water if necessary. And 12 hours later, we're gonna shut off the heat, and I'm just gonna strain out the big pieces. Now that we got all the big chunks out, we're gonna strain this through a cheesecloth. And we have our Tonkotsu ramen broth. I'm gonna scoop out a little fat from the top. It's a little much for me. We're gonna let these guys cool to room temperature. We're gonna put that in the freezer for later. Ooh. And now it's time we make our Chashu Pork. We're starting off with pork belly. This guy is 2.8 pounds. We're gonna start off by rolling this guy up. Then take some butcher's twine, make a little loop, put it under the middle, and just feed it through the loop. Now we just put our finger down on this side and wrap it around one more time. Feed it underneath and pull. One more time on this side. Now we just flip it over, take our 2 ends, and just tie a knot. Snip off the ends, and our pork is ready to go. While that's going, let's make a quick braising liquid. Cup of soy sauce, all I got is low sodium. Half a cup of mirin, 1/4 cup of cane sugar, and half a cup of sake. And 1 for Kakashi. Kanpai. Let's just mix that up quick. Back over to our stovetop, we're gonna add a little bit of oil to our braising pot, and we're gonna sear our pork belly. We're just gonna keep rotating until we have a sear on all sides. Look at that. Seared on all sides, let's add our braising liquid. Oh yeah. We're gonna add some water to that until it gets just above halfway up the pork. We're gonna drop in 2 1-inch pieces of ginger, 3 smashed cloves of garlic, and 1 bunch of green onion with the roots cut off. We're gonna throw a lid on that. Throw it in the oven, 250 degrees Fahrenheit. That's gonna cook in there for 3 to 4 hours, low and slow, and we're gonna turn it every 30 minutes. And after 4 hours of cooking, you have this. Ooh, We're gonna let this cool down, and we're gonna put that in the fridge and let it sit overnight. After the pork sits overnight in the fridge, we have this. Gross. Take a spoon, scoop out all this fat. There we go. Now we're just gonna take out our pork and put it off to the side. We're focusing on this right now. Strain it through a cheesecloth. This is the most important component of the ramen. We'll get into that in a little bit, but first, let's go make some eggs. Get a pot of water boiling with some salt and a tablespoon of white vinegar. We're gonna do 6 minutes. Shock them with some ice water, let them sit for 15 minutes, and then all you gotta do is peel. And it should peel pretty easily. Easy. Got our eggs in a bag. We're gonna ladle in some of our sauce. enough to completely submerge the eggs. We're gonna let these chill for 2 hours in the fridge. Now it's time to make the sauce and make it into an umami flavor bomb. We're pouring this in a pot because we're making a tare, the most important component of our ramen. Throw it on the stovetop, bring it up to a boil. We're gonna let this reduce for 10 minutes. Now turn the stove off and let this cool for 10 minutes. Now we got 3 dried shiitake mushrooms. Add those in. I'll put a link in the description for you guys, but kombu is dried seaweed, bonito is dried fish shavings. Kombu in, half a cup of bonito. We're gonna let that steep for 10 minutes. Take that off, strain it, and we have our umami bomb tare. We have any left over after ramen? We're cooking literally everything in this. And now for a disgusting looking pork. It looks disgusting, but give me a minute. We're gonna cut the butcher's twine. Cut the first piece off. The ends are chef's treat. And we're gonna cut 2 more thin slices. We got just a little bit of that pork fat. And we're throwing our pork down. We're gonna let it sear for 30 seconds, and then throwing this in the broiler for a couple minutes. And there we go. Nice and crispy. Now we just cook some ramen noodles according to the package, and we're ready to start putting this bowl together. Time change to daylight. Ramen bowl. Look at that. First thing we add is our umami bomb tare. A few tablespoons, and in goes our broth. This is where we want to check for seasoning. Remember, we didn't salt the broth. Oh my god, that's perfect. Now we add our noodles. Don't be stingy. It's a big bowl of ramen. Now we add in our crispy pork. I made an extra one. We got some bamboo shoots. We got Naruto, or fish cake, and some thinly sliced green onion. Cut open one of our eggs, and it's perfect. 1, 2. Sprinkle black sesame seeds, and a couple of sheets of seaweed. Oh. All right, you guys, it's time to stop messing around. First, sake glass. Kanpai. Cheers. Spoon, chopsticks. I wanna get some broth and nudes. Oh my god. This is the best thing we've ever made. Oh my god. This is so good. All right, we're going in for the pork. It's egg time. Oh my god. This jammy yolk, look at this. Let's get one of these fish cakes, Naruto. Oh, it's got kind of like a fishy aftertaste. I don't love that. It's a staple in Naruto ramen though. Bamboo shoots. Oh, those are just delicious. Vinegary. Oh, come on. This is just amazing. What else do you want from me? Oh my god. Look, while you're here, I gotta tell you, this is the last Cooking with Kakashi episode. Tess, I'm sorry buddy, I know you wanted sushi. We'll do that in a different series. But for now, we're gonna move on to some other things. Kanose un angel. Thank you, man. For the rest of you, stay tuned. We got some cool stuff coming up, alright? This is how you end a Naruto series. Naruto, aka Ichiraku Ramen. Thank you guys for watching Cooking with Kakashi. Subscribe, comment, like, but only if you liked it. And I'll see you guys soon. Thank you.